Hey everybody, welcome to the Late Frame Podcast. I'm your host, Holy Moses. Just want to welcome everybody to the show. I know you're wondering, where is the Bearded Beauty? He's on vacation right now. He's in Minnesota, and we might get him to join us for a little bit. Who knows how the weather is right now? I just want to welcome everybody to the show. Tonight's episode, we're just here. We're just hanging out. What up, Nico? We're just hanging out and we're just chilling. Tonight's episode's going to be not your typical motors. So they're your forgotten motors. So we're not talking about this. No LS tonight. We're going to talk about motors that people are on an actual, reality of an actual budget. Your typical 9 to 5 dude who is all right building his dream car or his dream truck, and he's like, all right, I'm in the motor part. What do I do? Okay, you have so many things to choose from. On a real budget, if you don't have a lot of money, you can play Russian roulette. You can go to a junkyard, and you can spend $800 to $1,000 on a motor Tran, and you'll spend your money on a motor and a transmission, and you can spend $800. A 383 stroker, cool, perfect, great example. 383 stroker. You got 350s. You got 302s. You got 305s. Okay. That's what I'm talking about right there. A 305 is a lot. It's a not common motor that everybody uses. Nobody uses them. Nobody uses a 305. Everybody, as soon as everybody gets a project car, what do? They yank it out. They shove something. Yeah, I know, but that's different.
Yeah, he said no.
Yeah, right. But this is like a super budget. Like, like somebody who's got a couple hundred, they're spending the more money on the motor part, but they only got a certain budget. So
that's what I only paid $200 for it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I didn't pay anything for the motor I got. So what was said, 383. I have a 2 out of a 94 Ranger that's going in my Mazda. So stuff like that, where people are doing either motor swaps of that nature or Miatas or rotary engines. Right now, the big craze is body swaps. Like as we heard from our past guest, Jeff Davey from Devious, not a fan of it. A lot of other people, some are, some aren't. Me, 50-50. But when it comes to motors and you're building a project, you want something that's going to be reliable, something that's going to get you far to A to B and give you the creature comforts of what you want. So depending on if you're running a small block 350 with a 4L60E transmission with overdrive, you're okay. Depending on what your gear ratio is on the inside of your rear end and what you're running, if you're running 510 gears, if you're running different, or depending if you're using it for off-roading, road coursing, drag strip, it all depends on you. But when it comes to motor and transmission, it's all about reliability, making sure you can find the parts if you have to do repairs. A lot of people forget that when they're building projects. When you go to get motors and you go to do a swap, are the parts available? Right now, LS, everything fucking, you can go buy one left and right. 305s, scarce. You'd be lucky you can find a few in a fucking junkyard. V6s. Everybody pulls out V6s from Lincoln's town cars because they're cheap and easy. You can do, if you want to be ballsy, go get a Honda Civic motor, turn it sideways, buy a transmission adapter, hands on. But it just depends on what your project and what you want to spend. If you got the money, hey, go balls to the wall. If you don't got the money and realistically you're putting the money into the motor and transmission, go with something that that you're familiar with. If you grew up around 350s, go put a 350 in it. If you're familiar with certain motors, certain years, find the motor that you feel you're comfortable to build and rebuild if you have to at some point, and put it in your vehicle. It all depends on what you want to do. No one's telling you how to build your shit. No one's telling you what you should put in it. It all depends on you as the builder, and you if you prefer to put something on what your budget can offer you. Because building a car in 2025 is very expensive for the average person. If you have the money and the funds, if you have the proper team, a great team that you work with, or a group of guys that are willing to, hey man, we're all going to throw down, you can get a lot of stuff can get done. With motors and transmissions, what are you going to run? Automatic or 5-speed? Everybody runs an automatic unless you want to get ballsy and you want to go 5-speed and you want to chirp some gears and rip it down the street. But a lot of people do automatics. Nice. I don't know. I can drive stick. I have a 5-speed that's going being pulled out. That's going to get pulled out and put another 5-speed in it. And matching. I know a lot of guys out there about matching numbers. Here's the part with that. If you're building it period correct and you're building it a full restoration, frame off, you have to start with the frame. It's not, to me, it is not an actual matching number build if you are putting a newer chassis underneath it. Due to the fact that you just devalued the car by putting a newer chassis, so you can't say it's a matching number because it would have to be net matching from the front to the back to the frame. Because when people go looking for a fucking 70 or 69 GTO, what up, Valerie, or something, it's fucking nice, no rain here. If they're looking for something and they're looking for that specific car, you're looking for that VIN tag. You're looking on the frame to make sure it's the same frame. Because that's what it'll tell you. If you don't find the VIN tag, there's a fucking tag on the frame. You know, but many people are building cars and making clones, building clones, selling clones, but not specifying and telling people that they're clones. So that's the bad part about it. So that's the bad part about it is when it comes to when people are building stuff. What's up, the Bearded Beauty from Minnesota? Hopefully he might join in. Who knows? But like tonight, like I said, guys, motor-wise, build what you like to build. Build what you can do. Thank you, bud. Because if you don't build something that you're not familiar with and you have to pay the amount of money to have somebody do the general maintenance, general repair, put a fucking fuel filter in it, oil filter, change the plugs, change the wires, do a valve cover gasket, and if you can't do that on your own, you know, then how hard is it, you know, when you break down somewhere and you got to put something together, you know? That's why, like, when I owned a 74 Nova, I broke down. I knew how to work on it because I knew what the 350 was. I was able to diagnose whatever it was, fix it, and repair, and get back on the road. You know, used motors are okay, but I would recommend any used motor, used block, used tranny, go through it. GMs are horrible right now in the market because you have to look through those transmissions. 1 out of 5, 6 GM trannies from a Tahoe to a Silverado to anything are completely toast. Why? Fucking troqueando dudes are over there doing burnouts in the middle of the parking lot, doing takeovers and taking out fucking Theo's work truck for 5 minutes and blowing the shit out of the fucking rear end. You know, so it's like, you know, so that's the whole point. Like, transmissions are abused, motors are abused. You have motors that are, you can go to a junkyard, get an LS, boom, do the harness, be done. You can do that. See, doing an LS swap and I had a boat anchor. A 305, ain't nothing wrong with a 305, but a 305 is a motor that somebody can work with when they don't have the proper money to build the motor they want. You use that as a stepping stone. You build that motor as far as you can. You enjoy it. You drive it. You save the money. As soon as you got the money to fucking throw down to buy the motor you want, fucking go do it. No one's stopping you. It takes time, and people don't realize, oh, you could build a car. No, TV, what you see on TV takes months. Months. Cars sit there for months. They have a timeline. They're told something happens, something breaks. You get parts. You need parts. They need all that. You know, so that's the problem. People think, oh, well, I saw it on TV. And no, I go, did you see when that camera turned off? When that was just the first half and they got to come back a few months later to do that? Like, 305 will keep you alive. Yeah, all right, there we go. See? Boom. Perfect example. Block was cracked in the valley. See, that's shitty. But see, there is good shops out there that can. Well, I hope there still is, because fuck. When I was growing up, man, I can count 10 fucking engine builders on my hand in the state of Arizona, where you can probably drop off your block and get it done. Now, who the fuck knows?
There's still some good ones.
Yeah, some old
like
ones.
that. What is it? Cylinder Exchange in Mesa.
Okay.
That old man. is rad, but you have to go like talk to him.
I went to the one that was on McDowell, and they had my convertible for like a year.
No.
And even after it was built, they had it parked in a certain area of the yard. So when you drove by, you saw it. You saw
They used you as attention.
So
getter?
yeah, so it was sitting in the back, and it was sitting in a certain angle. So when you drove down 27th and you passed, you were getting to the front of the side of their like yard, like from this way, you could see it parked right there. And if you were driving by and you turned back, you could see it. Like it was just, and I finally got it after like by the end of that December. I was living at D's, and I was fighting with the guy to like, hey man, I want my fucking truck.
Right.
And he's like, all right, and they brought it. And when I was living with D, they brought it, and he was like, where do you want? I go, just put it in the carport. And he was like, all right. He just fucking threw it in the carport, and I was just like, dude. I go, damn, dude. I go, fuck, dude, I gotta fix the bumper now because it's fucked up the bumper and a bunch of shit.
But
And
through everything, how long have you had the truck?
I've had this truck for 10 something plus years already.
Not way more than 10. Katie wasn't born.
No, yeah, wait,
Katie's 19.
yeah, and my parents were still alive,
Yeah.
and I was living on Litchfield in like 08, 09. So like from 08 is when I bought it.
Okay.
08 is when I bought it.
So 16 years.
Yeah.
17 years.
Yeah. And I've had the truck this long, and then it's still being built. I'm building it. I'm getting stuff done. Able to get all the sheet metal now and the tubing, and going a little rat rottish and just trying to put it all together. Like it's a build. It's an actual build that's where I'm like, okay, cool. It's an actual. I have a 9 to 5. I work on it when I can, and I'm putting X amount of money into it. In the end, yeah, is it worth the fucking couple grand that I want for both of them? No. Because in actuality, if I ever do sell them both completely done, I want 10 grand. Because you get a 5-speed convertible, and then you get an automatic hardtop. And if you get bored driving a hardtop, you fucking start driving the goddamn convertible.
Is that one in the back?
That's yard art. Yeah. So, but like I said, guys, welcome to the show. It's fucking that kind of night. We're figuring out 305s, old motors that here's a good motor, 3800 out of fucking your grandma's car, an old school Buick Sabre from like 90s.
That's just the LT motor, right?
Yeah.
Motor.
Yeah, 3800, like the supercharged ones, like the ones that were in the old Buicks. Yeah. Those are motors that nobody ever thought of to even build until now. You got guys that are starting to build. It's worth it to you. Yeah, it's what up, Brandon. It is worth it to me, but it's worth it to anybody with an actual realistic build in mind. The person who doesn't have the couple $100,000 to build a badass car. But hey, you got a couple grand, hey, you can build something that you like. Like a lot of people say, it's all of what you want. Like when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of nice shit. But my dad made a bunch of badass shit. Like I couldn't afford a red, white, or whatever, those stupid red wagons. I couldn't afford one. But my dad built me a badass dump truck out of wood with a dump thing that would go like that. All my friends were always all pissed off. Like you got to, 2.8. All right. Oh, slant 6s were always good. 3.1 and 3.8. Yeah, those were good gas mileage motors. Picture that in a fucking classic today. If somebody you would just have to turn it sideways and put an adapter to the transmission. Okay, if anybody out there knows a good transmission adapter company, let me know. Let me know because I might need them. Yeah, because I
told you
what?
Advanced adapters.
Oh, okay, cool. Hell yeah. I'm not gonna mention the people in the background. They're good people that are here joining in. So but like I said, guys, it's all about realisticness and what you're trying to build because you don't want to go overboard.
Chewing. What's up with you? You're out of control. Oh my god. Oh, what?
It's a 0?
It says non-alcoholic.
Hey,
whatever works.
If you drink as many of them, you still get a buzz. No? Oh, okay.
I like to. I had a near beer. Cutting the grass.
Cutting the grass. What kind of near beer?
I like the Heineken one.
Heineken's really good.
Heineken one. And
those are scary, bro.
Those are good.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, they have the cold sleepy beer.
Yeah. But realistic builds, realistic budgets, guys, is what we're talking about tonight. Because when you're building a motor, you want something. Oh, and then harnesses. Harnesses. Okay, you have standalone harnesses, but here's the thing: you don't have them for all makes and models. You don't. So you have, if you know a good guy that does fucking wiring, keep that dude, because that dude knows his shit. It's hard to find somebody who can do good wiring. If I show you the rat's nest that I have with my harness, half of you on the show would probably have a heart attack. The other half of you, your ADD would kick in and be like, how the fuck do I entangle all
I
that?
will never tap into a factory harness again.
Oh, shit.
Never.
Did you see that nonsense that's sitting over
Well,
there?
that's fine.
That's horrible.
I know, but you keep that, but I keep it separate than the rest of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to figure out a way to, like, just shorten it down to what it needs, the basic shit.
Yeah,
You know, to
you have to
just-
do that.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to go through and pull out everything.
You know, it's just, yeah.
You ever
That's-
see who's that guy? The Finnegan. He puts the table.
Yeah,
he
and it
gets the
just
wire
sits there
harness
and he
blows it up.
fucking, what up, Dan?
Blows it up on the table.
Yeah,
the wire
and he
harness
just-
is as big as the table. The diagram.
Yeah, and he
And he
just,
just lays it out, man. That's crazy. But that's what you got to do.
yeah, that's, yeah, and I gotta find, if I could find a Ford Ranger harness, then it would be, you know, or an actual, like a better book than what I have right now to, like, look at it and
Yeah,
figure it out.
But that harness probably has a fuse box attached to it, right?
Yep.
So I would keep that fuse box for the motors, the train itself alone, and then just leave the rest of the truck alone. That way, everything else still works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never cut into a factory harness again, ever.
No, that's why I'm just like, the whole motor, the whole fact is reliability. That's the only reason why. Like, that's like I tell everybody right now. The whole fact is everybody does LS as reliability. Yeah, but you know you can get reliability out of that fucking shitty motor that came with the car if you want to spend a couple bucks to rebuild it. Throw some gaskets on it like roadkill, and then throw some money at it, get it to run and drive, and then you're fine.
And enjoy it.
Yeah, you know, like fucking that thing in the back runs, turns on. Well, I'm not gonna turn it on now because it ain't got gas. But that thing runs. I'm gonna enjoy it, and then once I'm ready and the motor's ready, then I'll do the swap. It's just the harness. Once I get the harness, the harness is the main thing because I want to still use because I have the cluster.
Mhm.
I got the cluster to dash. So, but realistic, guys, my realistic budget when I first started was, I don't fucking know. We're just gonna go at it. And if I were to put it money wise on it now, like $4,000 at the most with all the fucking nonsense I've thrown on it. Yeah, and it's garbage shit that I wasted money on. That and you put it on for a few minutes. Nope, take it off, get rid of it. Like, yeah, this thing's seen I don't know how many sets of fucking wheels. And now I finally found a set that I like, but now I'm missing a cap, so now I'm gonna go find another stupid set. So it's, Just Plain Trick has a set of wheels. With the wheels, same shit. When it comes to building a motor, you got to find something. You got to find something that's gonna fit your needs. I have a 6 lug. No, I'm not swapping it to a 5 lug. I don't want to. Fight me. I don't care. I don't care. I get it. 5 lug. Okay. I just don't want it. I'm happy with a 6 lug. It does fine. I already talked to a friend of mine. Get the fucking rear end shortened just enough, just to tuck some tire. Be good to go. How hard is that?
Yeah, put some Escalade wheels on it.
Oh, dude, I think I might have a set somewhere hanging around of Escalade wheels. Yeah, I think I've had like 4 sets of those things. Yeah, right now I got these wheels. I have a set of 2000 something Toyota 4Runner wheels that are on the yard art.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do those look?
They look pretty clean. They're good. I just am not a fan of it. What up, Zoe? Oh, fucking cat daddy. What up, Nick? So, what up, Nick? Everybody's tuning in tonight. Fucking Wes. All right, cool. Wes is on his way here too. Awesome. So, like I said, guys, what cap you need? What cap I need? It's for a fuck. I'll send you a picture of the wheel. It's a weird ass wheel, Dan. Like it's a. I don't fucking know. It's a fucking 18-inch wheel. But what is the budget on building 3 trucks? Yeah, can do those forged wheels at every. No, if I had the money to buy forged wheels, yeah, No, I'm getting a set of wheels from Just Plain Trick. He's got some sitting somewhere in the back of his lot somewhere that he told me I can get off him. But motors is the main thing of when you're doing the build. Okay, I've had it a couple times where I've spent all the time doing all the other shit, making it look nice, and then the bitch will break down halfway driving to where I'm gonna go, or some stupid shit of that nature. So now that I'm older, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna put more money into the motor and just figure that out, and then do 6x1 39mm they are getting harder to find. Yes, that's why I have 1, 2, 3 rear ends right now. Yeah, I have 3 monster rear ends, and then one of them will get short. So,
why wouldn't you put the rotary motor in that?
dude, those are even getting harder to find.
Those are hard.
Those are getting harder to find. Dude. Even like an old 80s Mazdas are getting harder to find, but they're so expensive. That's what people don't realize. Did you see the auction where that stupid Honda Civic went up for a couple grand at the Mircom auction? And then they showed a Mazda, all stock Mazda, all stock. Okay, 17.4.
17.4
17.4, all stock Mazda.
for what year?
It's, it had to be an 88 or 90, 88 or 90.
They're worth that much?
No, that's how much this one went on the auction block. All completely stock with stock wheels, stock lift, stock everything. That's the thing. It's not. No, I don't think I have a gold mine. Okay, cool, Derek. But you're keeping your block, right? You're not putting a different block for your hard body, or are you gonna put a turbo on it? You can put a turbo on it, bitches. I could put a turbo on this thing. Damn, I wish I would have kept that turbo from a long time ago. The shit that you acquire that you buy on Marketplace.
I love Marketplace.
No, I think I bought a turbo decades ago, and I bought it for like $40, and it was like, fuck yeah, and it had a Honda, and then I was like, hell yeah, and then all of a sudden I grabbed the fan, and dude, the play between it was just horrendous, and I'm like, nope, let's go, I need a rebuild. All right, guys, when you're doing V8s, it's crazy, these older cars. Yes, it is what they're crazy that they're bringing in auction. But it's good because the person that builds the car and you sending it off and another person gets to enjoy your work and you made bank off of it. Fucking awesome. How many times can you say that? How many people can say that? Okay. Derek says, nah, gonna swap, but doing the old Z24. There's nothing wrong with that motor. That's a pretty healthy motor. It's a good block, good bottom end, good top end. You can soup those up. You can get a good set of rockers and arms for those little things. You can fucking probably, bore it over a little bit, slap a turbo or a mini supercharger, and then just call it a day. They're like Toyota motors. You can beat the shit out of them, and they always last. Motors that are people beat up on lately right now is a lot of LS shit, a lot of Tahoes, Silverados.
You took a lot of shit about the LS motors, don't you? I'm saying.
I know, but the thing, it's not that way. It's just, that's all you see. Like before, it was like 454s, 350s. Motors that were like, all right, cool. Somebody had a 454 in something like, a pickup truck or something. It was like, damn, you don't see that. Now it's like, all right, cool. I see the dude had his LS, but all right, does he got a turbo, supercharger? It's reliable. See, there's everybody again, reliable. Yes, that's the whole point of when you go to get the motor you want. You want reliability. You want to be able to get in it. You want to be able to drive it, and you want to be able to. How much for that thing? But does it run?
It did run. It's complete. Will that go in the truck?
Yeah, that'll go in the truck. It's got to modify it.
I just got to pull down the gate.
I know, right? Yeah. He's out of control.
So you really.
We're doing a Scout with a 6.2 right now at the shop. We pulled out the motor, a Chevy 2500. Okay, cool. And that's not bad. Nothing wrong with that motor. It's a good, healthy motor. It's a motor that you can use to drive on. To me, LS motors are, yes, they are. They're like parachute pants. Everybody's got an LS, I know. But the thing is, Nico, We get it. Everybody has LSs, but the thing is, they're reliable. People driving a 350. I'm gonna say the classic
Probably
motors
one
from
of
then, from back then, the 305, the 350, the 396, the 454, like stuff
forgot
like that. You can drive them
They-
like they were in daily vehicles back then, like and you could drive them down the road and enjoy them and whatnot. But the thing is now with technology and air conditioning and power windows, power door locks, everybody wants the creature comforts. You want that comfort of driving without, who the fuck wears kids, people. There's people out there wearing parachute pants right now, Derek. And thank God that your caregiver has let you out right now. Hopefully that you're right now in the home. And what is that, guys? We have a caller. Do we? Are we going to let them on? No. Because we don't want to hear about it. They're probably mad because I got mad about it last
What up?
You still doing your podcast?
Yes, sir.
We're right in the middle.
I'll call you after.
But see, guys, that's how it is. When you're doing a build and you're building something you want, follow the list you got. You got to find. What up, Wes? All right, your chair's back there. All right. Pin, Wes, Huckleberry, Phil, Shepherdson. So, all right. So
You just said
no one's paying attention. They only heard it one time. Ain't nobody paying attention. Watch, they're gonna have to rewind it and hear it like 7, 8, 9 times. It happened that fast. It's like when fucking.
Oh, Moses, you don't hear him.
Nah, you're fine. Ain't no. Well, not like people can hear the voice. All right, special guest co-host. He showed up. Everybody's showing up. So we got fucking Wes Huckleberry in the house. All right, Wes, we're talking about basic budgetable motors, like actual motors that you're building on a real budget. 305.
To swap into your build.
Yeah. Are you gonna hit? I'm gonna, if the funds allow me to travel and we can get the podcast and go live stream from a show out there. Yeah. If you guys want us at a show, DM us, hit us up, let us know, give us the dates. We will try to work our best to be out at that show. We have new news coming with the following show next week. A lot of fresh announcements that are happening, and it will be a same old show, same old people. It's just going to be a little bit different. So we got a lot of huge announcements coming up at the next show. But if you guys want us at your car show, DM us, shoot us a tag, and we'll try to do the best. Yes, Wes is in the building. So nice job on the Chevy. See, everybody's doing Chevys. So like I said, guys, it's realistic building, realistic cars, realistic budget builds on what motor wise. I say motors that are not heard, 305, 383, motors that, you can.
The old school stuff.
Yeah, like something like I wouldn't mind seeing somebody, like right now you see everybody doing like an LS, but it has that classic intake style. And it looks like it has a 3, new news. Yes, Chris. Like it'll have that stack, that old school stack looking, or it'll have that, okay, well, we gave it that look from like a 40s or 50s, or like triple carb, 4 carb. Yeah.
But it's all fuel efficient.
Yeah, so like stuff like that. I get it with the technology and with the stuff, but here's the thing. When you have that kind of stuff in your car and it needs maintenance, and then when you come upon a problem like software updates for the motor, for the transmission, because a lot of those, I believe some of the tuning systems to tune those cars, you have to update it. What up, Dylan? Mr. Man from Washington. Hopefully we'll have him on. He's got an Isuzu that's painted purple.
Nice.
Yeah. And then, engine swaps. Wes, how do you feel of when if you have the money, you put something nice in it, right? If you got the money, you'll put something good in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody anymore, at least over the last probably decade, easily just wants to reliability, and that's definitely the biggest thing. Yeah, the old school ways is cool, but it's definitely you're gonna have to keep up on top of it. So we go fuel injected versus carbureted. There's some people I know that just it's carburation, the hell with fuel injected and everything
Okay.
else. But
Okay, I get that part. I understand. I get it. Like
it's
for me,
preference.
I'm a fan of carburetors. I've always have been, but at the same time, I've had trouble with the tuning because it's hard to get somebody to tune a Weber. It's hard to get somebody to.
People
I
are
would
you have
just-
to do it. You have to do it.
I've done it. I've had to take it apart a Weber.
If you
You know.
roll it, like you can roll the points in the carburetor
Yeah.
and get home.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
suppose if a sensor blows in LS, you're towing it home.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like that's the problem. Like that's where I'm kind of iffy on reliability, but at the same time, you get the creature comforts of when you're driving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when it comes
It's
to building.
it's turnkey, man. People want that. Hey, you know something? I get in, turn the key. I don't have to worry about shit.
I always wonder if, like, as a builder, when somebody comes to you with their build and a vehicle and they come to you, hey, man, this is what we're going for. This is what I want. And then they come after you with something and you're like, something that you feel in your head is like, I get it, but all right, let's go about it this way to give you something better. Like, is it harder? Like for me, I would always work with somebody. I just like if I were to build a vehicle for somebody and they're like, oh well, you know what kind of I'm like, I would tell them straight up like, go with the motor that you feel you want to drive, that you feel that you can work on, that you can repair, that you're not going to have to spend a lot of money buying parts for down the road.
Or
You know.
taking it to the shop because
Yeah.
you don't know nothing about it, but the shop can put
But
it
see,
in or whatever.
a lot of builders that build cars for people, they always inform them, be like, hey man, they'll give you the build sheet and go, hey, this is the parts you need. This is the information of the motor that's in it and everything. So if you have to do something of that nature, you know, or
You've got
repair,
specs
yeah,
for it or
yeah, you
whatever.
got the specs. Because it's always hard nowadays. You walk in any fucking O'Reilly's or a goddamn AutoZone, you tell them, hey, I got a fucking 94 Dodge Dakota and I need a serpentine belt for a 6.0. And they're going to look at you and then they're going to be like, oh, is that automatic or two-wheel drive? That's not the right motor. Like, no, but I need the belt. Here's the belt. Can you bring me a couple? I had to do that. Like when I had a Dodge Ram and the belt was like fucking smidge off. And it's just like,
When you
I
start
get it.
Custom, I was gonna say, when you start custom shit like that, most reputable shops or people who do that sort of work regularly would probably tell you to, hey, get a few extras, especially drive belts and stuff like that. Grab a few extras while you're there or during the install, build, whatever portion of it, and that way, in case, just like as perfect example.
And that's the thing.
Hey, I don't want to go to AutoZone, O'Reilly's, wherever the hell. Hey, can you guys match up a belt? Good luck, man.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the thing. I come from the era when I was growing up is like CarQuest was still around, and you can take something and you can have it machined there, or you can take something. The guy would walk out and he'll pull out $5-6 bucks, and you're like, all right, let's see if we can cross reference this, and let's see if this will match. If we can, there's got to be a belt or a certain year that has the same belt. So I come from that now. Now in 2025, like growing up, and I see a lot of places that are gone. TriStar Motors that rebuilds alternators is gone. That was on Glendale. That's a church now.
All the radiator shops are gone, right?
No, except the one that's on 44th off the freeway.
In Washington.
Performance Radiator.
Yeah.
They're
They're
Yeah.
definitely reliable.
yeah. The other ones that I've known throughout, other than the one that's on 51st Ave in Glendale, that's the only one that's been around still. You know, but
Yeah.
it's all about like stuff like that when shops and you're building stuff. But I feel that when you're building a vehicle for somebody and they try to come at you with something that they want motor wise, and you feel in your head, well, dude, you're going to struggle with this. Small block might be the future. I don't run emissions, so fuck it. See, there we go. Some people do. And that's the one thing I hate when everyone's on fucking Facebook and going, hey man, does anybody know anybody or any tricks for the emission? Shut up. Quit announcing it. You're ruining it for everybody else. You know how hard we had with the things we had to do to get stuff like that? Like, Right now, we're in Prescott.
I just say I still on really good terms with my ex.
Turbo Electric is the place. Turbo Electric is the place. Is it, Tanner? Okay, tell me about that one. Turbo Electric. There we go with the electric. I'm not a fan of it, but I know.
You don't
I
have
know.
to be a fan.
No, I know, but
We talked about this before.
Yeah.
It's not going to replace.
it's not. It's not.
But you have a 2-car garage, right?
But people are still building. You know, like the LED sled, the fucking 50th LED sled that was out for a while with the whole Tesla guts inside of it, and it was just a body swap on top, and the dude was just ripping around, and I'm just like, and then you got another guy who's got the 30-something Ford T-Bucket that's all electric, and it's a rat rod,
Yeah.
and it's electric.
Several companies.
Yeah,
that
so
are
it's-
building
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, you know, like it's not feasible to the general public, like the average dude, to build it. I look at it in that sense.
those.
Why not?
Probably 50.
No, the electric, like it's not something that you're gonna be able to be like, oh yeah, here's a DIY, and it's gonna take you about 7 or 9 hours
There's
to
that company in
shove
California
this
that's
motor. You know,
converting bugs to all electric for like less than 20.
yeah,
Yeah.
But, just
You mean to tell me we wouldn't spend 20 on a new car?
no,
Right.
fuck no, no,
We wouldn't spend 20 grand on a new car.
no.
How
If
much is a new car right now?
right now a new car,
Probably
holy
average
shit,
30.
30
35.
no, fucking Bearded Beauty, that fool telling me that fool pays $7 bills a month for that thing. I got another homie that pays.
Full size truck. though.
Yeah, I got another homie that pays for a little car. He pays $580 for a 20-something like Hyundai, some fucking Santa Fe looking car thing.
I just
Turbo
want
Electric is a
Look-
place to have. Oh, okay, all right. Is that on what side of town is that place at? Is to have all? Oh, okay. So they're a place that can rebuild alternators and starters. Cool. Turbo Electric. Cool. I'm gonna have to look them up. I got a fucking grip of alternators to take them. I got a fucking stack of shit to take these. If I could figure out, like, I watch videos to try to
GM
figure out how to
alternators?
rebuild them. Yeah. Well, I used to work at Phoenix Track and Axle, and I can do axles and drive lines, and I learned how to do it, and it was fucking gnarly to do it.
Yeah.
So because of learning that, like I a part of me, like when they were doing the strike of the part, like when I was a parts driver, they had the strike going on, and they got hacked, and it was hard to get parts delivered, and a lot of dealerships were just buying from each other. So at that time, it's the same shit, you know. Like I was like, well, maybe I'll start learning how to rebuild an alternator.
Yeah.
I was like, just in case, you know, because fuck, I see those videos where they're on BFE, Hindu, and fucking Bakwa.
Isn't it just wrapping
Halala.
the wire?
Yeah,
It's all connected?
yeah, because I
Just
seen.
gotta make sure you got the
Yeah,
parts.
I've seen some of the videos where they got halala and balala out in BFE, and
Oh,
those fools are,
Pakistan.
yeah, and they're just taking it apart, and they're just like throwing them in a fire, and then they're fucking like just redoing everything again. I'm like, I go, that looks easy as fuck, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, that's a lot of fumes. Like that's a lot of
And if
like
you
that
don't get it
shit,
right,
yeah.
you may end up
with a
reversing
fucked up
what-
alternator. Yeah, yeah. So, but like Tanner said, that electric, turbo electric. So, gotta remember. See, that's
Within
what I like.
Phoenix.
And it is in Phoenix. I'm gonna say, right, Tanner? That's in Phoenix. But see, that's what's good. So when you're building a motor, alternator. That's what you need. Always get a big one, because I know I'm gonna have to switch out and get a big alternator for the shit I'm running. I did not realize that until now. Holy shit! That's the only reason why I buy Optima, is because I can sit there and I know it's draining, but it's not draining as bad. Like when I had my Suburban, I had a yellow top in it, and I could walk up to it, flick the switch. Oh shit! The Bearded Beauty joining us from Minnesota.
Hang on. Hang on. Oh my God. It's pouring. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pouring out here. Sorry.
Where you at? At the house or at the?
I'm in the garage right now. But yeah, we're at the house.
All right. So we're talking basic motor builds.
I know. I've been listening.
Yeah.
I've been
That's
trying, or let me
basic
rephrase that. I've been trying to listen on and off. So if it cuts in and out, it's because I don't have crap for service up here.
Yeah. Yeah. So where are you at in Minnesota?
In my grandpa's garage right now.
Nice.
Coming at you.
So, coming at you live.
What is this?
Is
Alright.
there probably is, I bet you. There's places out there in Minnesota that probably still rebuild
Oh,
shit
yeah.
and do shit like that
Oh.
out there for being a small town.
Yeah, we just drove to the Quick Trip out here, not QT, the Quick Trip, and we probably passed at least a dozen little mom and pop shops that are still up and running somehow out here.
And that's the thing,
Like still has the dust in the windows from 1950.
yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of people find barn finds, and barn finds shit. This is what I always recommend. Like, and I remember one time I was watching something, and they were trying to rebuild, take a car out of a junkyard, and they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna fucking throw some gas in it," and they threw gas in it, and they got started, and they took off in it, and then later on, the rod. One of the push rods got bent, and it just started sounding like a horrendous band. And I think it was on roadkill, and they're driving it, and it's like da 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 da. I'm like, ah. But see, that's the thing. Like a lot of people will buy motors, and they're already shoved in with like a 1540. Like, well, that was a trick my dad used to show me. If it starts knocking, just shove thicker oil in it, and it'll stop knocking. You know, so that's what my dad did.
No.
That's what we
It's
did.
an old school trick.
Yeah, you know, that's how you sold the car. You know,
It works great for the older engines. I'm
would've
just going to
recommended it.
definitely say
Yeah.
I just dealt with being in California
With them
2 weeks ago,
Okay.
helping out a family friend there. Newer car, Toyota V6,
yeah.
tighter clearances and everything else. It's a rock, dude. Cracks open an oil pan, drives 45 miles from Arrowhead area to San Bernardino.
How do you
Thinks it's just a drop of oil. Didn't realize he fucking
Dump
6 quarts
5
of oil.
Just dump
Dump
5
it
Dumped
quarts.
all
all
down
along
the
the
highway.
freeway, dude.
He
And
pulled the Batman.
pulls in to Walmart. I think was the closest thing coming down that highway. Goes in there, gets some thicker oil,
Yeah.
pours it in there, drives another 5 miles to get home.
It only
whatever.
lasted. It only lasted
And it's
going
it's
in. and
gone.
out.
Yeah, like 5 miles, dude. It's
Oh.
gone again. I'm like, and of course, it's got that rod knock, dude. Couldn't get it away or whatever. He was told other people local to him, hey, throw thicker oil in it, it'll take the rod knock on.
Yeah,
out.
after a while, you're running 1540 in that bitch, and it's thicker than shit. And then in the summertime, like, why does
Really?
it smell all
I've been
weird?
known to run straight 40 weight.
40 weight?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did that in an old Honda flatback. In a Honda flatback. Threw some fucking 40 weight, and we beat the shit out of that car.
And then sold it. So nice.
Yeah, we sold it somewhere. I forgot about it. That was some shit. No way.
That's when you're doing a little sawdust to that motherfucker.
Oh, that's it, right? Yeah, that's some
Think it's
sawdust
the-
tricks right there. Yeah. See,
What's
that's
the
some
I don't know
OG
what you
tricks.
did.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think there's ice here.
That's
I
a
knew about
that's an old school
like
trick,
salt
bro.
and pepper in the radiator.
Yeah, you could do that or pour egg in it. You know, yeah, you can't do that to a new motor. So we do not recommend here on Late Frame Podcast. If you're driving anything from a 1995 and back, it's okay. But anything from 95 and up, don't do that. Don't do that at all. Don't put.
Not wrong.
Don't, you know.
Be a fucking rebel.
Yeah, you know. And if you do, you're gonna pay people that I know a lot of money to fix your shit. You know, because of those problems. You know, and they're gonna laugh at you the entire time they're taking that thing apart. They're gonna roast you from the first time they see that oil, that chocolate milk come out of the fucking shit.
You should call AAA, drag it home, park it next to the next broken car, get the one that's running.
Then go take off. There you go. Yeah, that's why I need to get this running. So when that thing breaks down, I just take off from this. You know, and that's why the roommate's got the bus. So when the bus is running, he'll fucking park his fucking 4x4, take off in the bus, and then drive the bus. Yeah. But see, what motor's in your bus with?
5.6, 5.7.
Okay. All right, 5.7.
Or no, in the
Motor.
bus. In the bus, it's 350 Vortec.
Okay,
It's a stock motor.
stock motor. So that you can bump that up. You can put some fucking shit on it.
Yeah.
You can put some upgrades.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Some upgrades, put some power. You know, if you're on. a real
I've done that.
budget,
I've done that before with a Vortec motor.
Yeah, just fucking send it. Send it with a twin turbo on the block.
Shitty
Yeah,
tune or whatever, just get it rolling.
put some NOS on it and call it a day.
Yeah, real dirty tune and call it a day.
Just fucking bam, gone. Where'd it go? We
Yep.
sent that rod flying with the shit. It's
Take
like,
a
unfortunately, Yard Art, I did send a carrier bearing.
You blew yard art over?
No, that the Yard Art is blown.
Oh,
Yeah, I showed you video of that thing. Yeah, it's a main. I spun a bearing, spun a main bearing.
oh, sure you did the truck.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That was loud.
Go straight out through the back way. It's dirty, fool. I don't have one. If you,
No,
is it all right? No, you can't go that way. You gotta go through the house.
Oh.
Go straight through the back.
Yeah, you can't go through that door. You ain't gonna make it.
Wait up for him. Wait up. So, yeah.
Why don't you just pick up your phone and just go follow them?
No, I'm not on the phone. We're on a laptop.
Might be.
No.
The
Never
homie
mind.
showed
Yeah,
up.
you can't do that.
Yeah, so the homie showed up, so we're on a laptop.
Yeah, I already know.
Him and-
My,
Him and
I
somebody else
already
showed
know
up.
who's there, but I'm not saying it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
who's there. My camera's told me.
yeah.
Dum-dum.
So, yeah. So
I was
Well,
like,
people
oh
saw
shit.
it.
I was like, all right.
it only happened once. Nobody paid
Yeah.
attention. So nobody, and people would have to rewind that shit like 3 times.
Right.
So,
Oh, I know.
Right now they're out there looking at
Yeah,
it.
I saw it earlier and I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see where this goes.
Yeah. How many junkyards are far from you?
I've got one right up the road.
Yeah?
Like
Yeah.
5 miles.
5 miles.
That ain't
Yeah.
That's hella close.
And then
Is it
on
raining?
top of that, dude, it's fucking pouring, bro. It's been raining since we got here. We got off the plane and came out, and it was raining. We got ahead of it a little bit. We picked my grandpa up. The storm caught up. Then we made it to town and went shopping, got some groceries, came out, and it was just pouring. I was like,
Uh,
cool. This is the night.
Yeah, Peter Paul, Porters. What up, dude? What up, yo?
What up, Peter? Peter Paul.
Yeah, so, are you on your phone or are you on your laptop?
No, I'm on my phone. I wasn't gonna try the laptop because I got crap for service.
Well, it seems like it's working right now. It's pretty good.
That's because I'm right by the Wi-Fi right now.
You're like, that's how we get service. You got to sit right next to it.
Pretty much.
All right.
Yeah.
Radiator.
Don't touch it.
Radiators. When it comes to motors, are you guys? I know we're all fans of aluminum. Because we're like tonight's topic is realistic budgets for building motors.
You don't have to do aluminum. You just have to.
What up, Brian?
If you got a big motor, I mean, you gotta have a 4-core radiator to keep that bitch cool. Plain and simple. Especially being out in the desert.
Yeah.
Like my grandpa had one in his Buick because he used to drive from Minnesota to Arizona all the time when he had that, and he put a 4-core radiator in that thing, stock. Not an aluminum one, none of that stuff, just a bigger oversized radiator so he didn't have to worry about it overheating.
Yeah, that's always the thing. Is a lot of people are always like, "Well, what's the difference?" I go, "There is a difference."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Or you can add water wetter to it on top of that.
So what you're saying is a plastic radiator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those work good.
Yeah, those were totally good. Those.
Yeah,
You know,
no, not
Especially
plastic
off-road
ones.
applications.
Yeah, especially off-road applications. Totally.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look at the radiator I just did in Val's Jeep. Brand new out of the box, and it was already
Yeah,
cracked.
and it had a fucking crack in it.
Yep.
Plastic weld, JB weld, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're good.
No, fuck no. I'm gonna tell you right now. Right now, when I lived in Wyoming and I blew the radiator because I was hammered one night getting out of Taco John's, and I ran into a little snow pile, and I got stuck, and I was like, "Fuck it!"
A snow plow or a snow bank? Huge
like a
difference.
snowbank, like a snowbank, like a little pile of snow.
There you go.
And I
Yeah.
ran into it, and I'm like, "Fuck it!" I couldn't get the car out, and I blew the radiator, and I was like, "Fuck it!" I was like, I'm just gonna get it out in the morning. And my friend goes, no, dude, we need to get it out tonight. And I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'll get it out in the morning. And I was like, fuck it. Morning came and the car's covered. Didn't know where it was. I had to go out there like a dumbass, looking like a blind man, feeling around in big old snow piles of hills, uncovering cars that were not mine. So I'm just like, what the fuck? I finally get it out and I put JB Weld on the radiator. And it had a crack where I could push the crack back in and line it back up. And I JB Weld the fuck out of it. I let it dry. But even after you let it dry, the pressure and whatever chemicals are inside of the fucking radiator fluid eat up through that. And it fucking cracked in an instant. And it just...
I'm surprised the cold weather probably wasn't a factor too.
Yeah, weather too, because it's fucking snowing and piss out shit over there all the time. You know?
So, yes, aluminum
Aluminum,
is the way.
4-core.
Plastic, just kidding, guys.
Well, aluminum's not bad. If you got the money and you can go buy an aluminum radiator. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just make sure
100%.
you
That's
get
what I would do.
Yeah, just make sure you get it for what your car is for. Because a lot of people are like, oh, it's the same. I'm like, no. Ford and the Chevy Necks are way different.
Yep.
You know, Ford Neck is on one end and the Chevy Neck's on the other end. I'm like,
Especially get the fill holes like
yeah,
opposite
yeah,
side or
and it's
something.
like way
Sit it in
opposite.
the middle.
It's like,
You need it over on the left and
Yep,
put
and
it
it's
on
like,
the right
yep.
or vice versa.
it's fucking horrible. Because I got one hanging on the wall that's for a 350 small block aluminum radiator, and I have an electric fan hanging on the wall, which are for sale, by the way. If anybody would like to purchase them, please DM me. Everything's for sale. Funding for the new project is happening.
New.
Like I said, news. A lot of news happening. A lot of news. is
News
coming down.
next week.
Next week, guys. Awesome news. Okay.
Next week when I come back to
business
town.
going down. Yeah. As we got the ghetto bird, you know. Don't worry. they're
I
not here to
I don't have that.
Yeah, they're here to worry about, you know, people driving stock cars.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no. What it is it's always basic motors, basic stuff that people are building. Like, it's all about reliability, harnesses. One of our friends right here in the back let me know about a transmission adapter company. So, like, when it's stuff like that and you're building stuff, shit, if you got the reliable sources, you can pretty much build any kind of motor. You know?
Well, look at Tofu. Tofu's got a 4L80 on it,
Yeah.
and it's bolted up to, and it's bolted up to a fucking
22 RE.
Toyota. Yeah.
Yep.
You can if there's enough, money in your bank, you can do anything.
Well, it's just, she could have kept the regular Toyota tranny, but the whole thing is, like, with those Toyotas, they have that button like they did, like some of the Nissans did, the overdrive button on the little thing. It would have the overdrive button. All she did was just eliminate the button and put a transmission with overdrive. You know? But it's nicely done, to be able to get the adapter to work with that 4-cylinder. So, is your mom and them all hammered?
Oh no, we were hammered this morning, bro.
Oh yeah, I thought you guys were already hammered.
No, dude, like we got to the airport at like 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, literally, we get in the van. My mom hands Val Tito's vodka shot, a shooter. Hands her one of those. Here, now chase it with Fireball. So we're not even on the 51 yet. They're already taking shots. My mom hands me a beer. Here you go. Have a beer. I'm like, all right, cool. And then we got to the airport, and it was like 7:30. Our plane didn't leave till, it was supposed to leave at 9:30. We didn't leave until 10 because it got delayed. So we're sitting at the bar from 7:30 till 9:30.
Jesus.
I had like 3 beers. You had a beer and a double berry vodka thing or something like that. And because we went, there's a, what was it? Santan Brewery? Yeah, there's a Santan Brewery in the airport.
Nice.
So that's where we yeah, we spent $115 on drinks waiting for our plane.
Yeah.
Things you do when you're sitting at the airport.
Yeah.
But either way, everybody was having a good time. We got on the plane, got in the air. Everybody was taking naps.
Nice.
And then we got here, and it's as soon as we got here, it's just been go go go. So tomorrow we're gonna fuck around and find out. I think tomorrow night, my mom said that we're going out with one of her friends, so we'll end up somewhere. My friends are, by the sounds of it, we're going out Saturday night.
Are any
And
of those
then-
tools in the background ever used?
Yeah, no, all that's the thing. So all this stuff right here,
Yeah.
every time I've been here, there's been like one or two tools, not a whole plethora, not a whole toolbox, not a brand new air compressor,
What, did they buy all that?
and definitely not a chop saw.
Damn, dude, how big is that garage?
It's 2 cars
Right.
comfortably, huh?
Can it turn around again?
Like, hang on. So,
Holy shit, that's pretty
You
deep.
already-
That's pretty-
no, you're
that's
not
pretty
in.
deep, yeah.
So, this is my grandpa's. What is it? Arcadia. Yeah, Arcadia. Right.
Yeah.
So SUV. That's normally where it would stop, right?
Yeah.
Now you add his little cart attachment.
That's a whole nother.
So-
yeah. That's pretty big.
My bus would fit in here perfectly. And then it's 2-car garage, and then you've got this extra space over here, so you have all the room in the world for
And
tools.
that-
I would take you outside, but it's dark and it's raining and it's wet. But yeah, there's more yard. On top of that, not my grandpa, my uncle's got, I think, three John boats out in the backyard and a trailer. That's my grandpa's trailer. He's had that thing
Do you
forever.
think at the junkyard where you're at, they would have older vehicles or newer vehicles?
Oh, dude, on the way here, we driving from the cities to here, even on the freeway, you pass hundreds of farms, bro. Hundreds. And there's just cars sitting in the woods, like buried in the trees. Just sitting there.
Moment of silence for all the vehicles that have been in the yard or in the tree.
Some of them might have trees growing through them. I mean, in all reality.
I bet.
But yeah,
I believe
there's stuff hidden all over out here, dude. All over.
some shit like that.
I could literally come out here for a month and do a whole series just on going around and, going in people's backyards and finding shit. My uncle used to be king of that. He used to have a 71 Duster. He used to have all the fucking muscle cars, bro, and he would pick these things up for like $200, running and driving.
Unheard of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember it all the time. I was like, what the hell? And then I remember he had a Duster. He had a Roadrunner because it had the little Roadrunner meet character on the side of it. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, but I was little. I was probably 8. God damn.
Nice.
Sorry. Holy shit.
That's thunder.
Yeah, I told you it was bad up here, bro. Val was like, shit, I'm going. Yeah, it's bad right now.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
You guys are out in the middle of nowhere, huh? Like fucking the
No, we're in town. It's raining nonstop. I think it's supposed to rain your guys' time. I think it's supposed to rain till
What time is it right now where you're at?
it's 9 there, so it's 11.
Oh, okay.
My phone's still on Arizona time.
Oh, okay.
I didn't let it switch. Val's phone switched over to Minnesota time, so she tells me what time it is in Minnesota, and I tell her what time it is back home.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's 11 here. It's supposed to rain till like 1 or 2 here, so that's probably midnight your time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not letting up. It's just pouring. I'm regretting my decision to come out here and do this right now because I've got to go back inside, and it's cold. It just got cold as shit, and I don't have my.
You have to walk back out there. What up, Carrie? Carrie.
What up? Oh yeah, Carrie's in our time zone.
Yeah.
Yep, it's pouring balls now.
Damn.
Lucky.
Damn.
Yeah, I could deal with this all day.
With the rain. But it's
Oh,
muggy
hell
as
yeah.
fuck.
No, it's not yet because it's not summer.
Oh.
Like I think tomorrow the high is supposed to be like 51.
All right, Peter. Take it easy.
Later, people. Yeah, I think tomorrow it's supposed to be like 51.
No, other than fucking like, other than here, nothing. Fucking everybody. West Shore.
God damn.
Damn, dude. It's like they're being bombed out there.
Yeah,
Like, what's happening? Right now, as we speak, guys, they are being bombed.
yeah. I might as well be.
The Russians
And it's
have
every time that thunder and that lightning hits, it rains harder.
Oh shit!
Like the rain is getting louder as we speak right now.
Ah.
Like I've got the garage door open, so
Oh, and you have to walk back to the house.
yeah, it's not attached.
Damn,
Oh, see, I got it. Yeah, and I only have to go
To that door?
25. Yeah,
Oh,
25
okay.
feet,
Yeah.
but it's still
Out there.
just pouring.
Ah.
Yeah.
And if you're a mini trucker out there in Minnesota and you're, it's
You don't drive in this.
No.
Here it goes.
Is anybody driving that?
Told you.
Yeah. This guy. Fucking shit. You know.
See, this is the weather I like.
So with anybody that's starting any project and you're gonna build something that's in your budget, write down a realistic number, write down a realistic motor that you're trying to find, because when it comes down to it, the motor, everything else is aesthetics. Everything else is aesthetics. It's all about the motor. You do the motor, suspension, and then you work your way to the body, and then you worry about doing paint, then you start, because paint, we'll have another episode of paint, or that we're just going to discuss how expensive that shit is, and the do's and don'ts of buying the right products, because it's not the fucking product. You can take the shittiest, cheapest fucking paint and make a car look like glass. You can take fucking, I've taken O'Reilly's, AutoZone, that kind of paint, and fucking made shit like glass. You know, so we're not gonna mind the bearded beauty. He's just off doing his things, exploring in his garage.
I'm trying to find the tents.
The tents?
I'm trying to find all the so this is my cousin's shit. So I'm trying to find all the 10 millimeters so I can fuck with him.
Oh, so you can take all the 10 mils?
Yeah.
Jeez, isn't that always bad? We're just gonna take your fucking 10 mils. But remember, guys, when you build anything, start with the motor. Don't do that last. Do that in the beginning. Talk about that in the beginning. If you're going to a reputable shop that is building your vehicles, there are many awesome shops out there that can build the car of your dreams for a great price. That, you know, some of these places will tell you straight out, it costs an X amount of money to start the build, and then it's up to you to be like, all right, cool, let's keep rolling. You know, like many people do say, you can take the build and do it in increments. You know, you take it in, do some stuff, bring it back home, take it when you have more money, you know, but it just kind of sucks because then you're just doing it little by little, you know, or on the other hand, you just fucking do it all yourself, and then it's just you on yourself. That's to be able to build the motivation to do it and build a vehicle that you want to drive. Hence that thing. So, like I said, guys, if you're building anything, realistically, motor, and then heads. Let's talk about heads, gentlemen. Not the heads that we're getting, but the heads for your motor. Okay, it is 9:00. So, with the heads for your motor, guys. Not getting motor boated, but the heads for your motor. Heads, aluminum, or some people, will you refurbish what you have? Because you can hone everything out. You can hone all the valves, the valve areas, all the valve guides, do all that, and then boom, put on new parts. So
And it also depends again what kind of engine you're doing, who's the builders or whatever. If you want to send it to a machine shop, have it done right.
yep, that's the thing, because when you choose a good machine shop or someone that's going to build your motor, they're going to tell you what are your plans with it. Because when you're doing different heads, like if you get if you're doing a 350, everybody's always going to tell you go get a set of fucking heads from Metalbrock. Get I forgot what brand it is. There's a certain brand you use that they have that are for 350s. Obviously he's getting jokes pulled at him because he's trying not to laugh. Oh, the Thunder.
Yeah, the lightning lights up everything, so I can see all the way across the street and into the neighbors' world over there. So I know it's gonna be a loud one. So I'm like, oh fuck, it's gonna be loud.
Yeah. So remember, guys, it's always about building the shit you want on your own budget. It's gonna be hard. You gotta track shit down. You gotta fucking take it apart, put it back together, find out if it fits clearance wise. Clearance, here's an issue. A lot of people don't realize. Yes, you can take any motor you want out of your imagination and shove it in anything you want. It's all about clearance. Because if you put something and it's fucking, you can't fit it in that hole, or there's not enough room in that engine bay, then you're cutting shit out, then you're moving shit around, and then you have your brake booster behind your dashboard sideways, 3 different style rods to fucking go off your brake pedal so it can push and work.
They make a kit for it.
I know they do. They make a kit for everything nowadays.
Yep.
Which is good because we needed that. If we didn't have kits, where the fuck are we going to be able to build some of the shit that people are building? Other than, you got to make everything by hand. You make motor mounts. You do your fucking, everything. People that are building resto mods. Shit, I give it up to anybody that's building a resto mod. It's very hard because you're tracking parts down, and then you're like, well, will it be a sleeper? Will it be one? Hopefully I get around to it and finish that fool's fucking Alco. His El Camino would be like sleeper status because it'll look like he wants the look of like just a regular old El Camino, but it's not the El Camino that we know like from the 80s. It's like the 70s one, like the little like it's like you're talking
about that fool that you used to stay with. Yeah,
Josh's his El Camino is clean, but that fool put the money into the motor. Perfect example. That fool put the money into that fucking monstrosity of a motor. It's a 383
stroker.
383. No, it's a 383 stroker bored out to a 396. I believe so. I'm not sure. But he has it bored over again. Has fucking high riser. Has fucking Holly carb. Has aluminum heads, automatic water pump, like electronic water pump, like dual electric fans, 4-core aluminum radiator, race style link setup suspension, ladder bar style in the back that he spent God knows how much, and then he's just running a fucking with the beefed up tranny too, souped up torque converter. So he's spending enough money on it, but it's just like he wants a sleeper. He wants it to look. I'm like, cool. He's like, I don't want all the chrome. Cool, take the chrome off. We'll fucking take the chrome off. Put a bunch of shit. Boom, boom, boom. And it's just like where it's at, and the stats like where it's at, and hopefully fucking I can get a hold of it soon and try to finish it for that dude. But it's like it's a sleeper because you look at it and from the outside it looks like fucking just an El Camino with the Chevelle front. It just looks like an El Camino with the Chevelle front clip on it. But and then when you hear it and it's like, oh shit, that's a beast. Like that's a monster under that hood. Like you hear that cam and it's just like potato, potato, potato. and it's just
It might
like,
have been a big block.
you know, and it's a big block, but it's I'm gonna say it. I don't. It's he put enough money into that thing that it's the torque on it and how he has it geared. It's just
I'm sure
it'll take off and go because he did put it in the fucking goddamn curb. Don't forget the New Balances. Yes, you gotta have those New Balances.
Yeah, maybe-
That's how you save on shoe prices when you're building cars. You buy New Balances. But like when like that car's retarded, and when you're building something with a fucking crazy ass motor, dude, you know how much you're spending in gas? You know, somewhere out by Lake Pleasant on like when you're going to Lake Pleasant, there's a gas station that sells race fuel from the pump.
Chevron.
Yeah,
It's a
from the
Chevron.
pump. Yeah, but from the pump. So you can go to the pump. They have it locked. So you go pay. The lady comes out, and I watched the dude do it to his boats. Motherfucker went and put it's like 110 octane, 110 race fuel, and the lady comes out, unlocks the lock, goes, hands him the fucking pump. He puts it in his fucking tank. The lady has to physically put some number into the thing, and then hit OK, and then the pump turns on, and she has to wait for him to fucking pump and watch him pump.
Yeah, and then they have to lock it back up.
Yeah, but she had like for some reason like I was like, what the fuck? And I'm just watching. She just standing there, and I'm just like, and then she puts a number in, stops the pump, locks everything back up, and walks. And I'm just like,
Yeah, I was going to say there was a gas station, 56th Street in Bell, I think,
yeah,
that had race fuel too.
yeah, and it's just
everything
like
else, and
it's just
thing.
it's just
Same
funny.
thing,
It's just
Yeah.
funny because I could. It's like you know how
5-minute
when
gas trip becomes like a 15-minute gas trip.
yeah, you're like it's like funny like when you're out with your friends, like if you're rolling with your club and you're like in a mini truck crew or something, or you're just out mobbing around, and you got, hey man, I need gas, and they're like, oh fucking that dumbass, we got to go to the special pump because this fool's got race fuel in his car. So it's like then everybody shows up and it's like and it's cool because you don't see pumps out there that like, but at the same time it's like, motherfucker, who's the dude that's rolling up casually like, yeah, it can be 25 on, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, yeah, for what does $25 get you?
$1.25 on pump, whatever.
Yeah, like, what the, like, I want to know what that got me. Because that had to be like a few squirts of fucking race fuel just to have that. So,
That stuff smells good when it burns, too.
Yeah, does it?
Hell
Smell like
yeah.
burnt toast? I mean, no, that's a sign of a stroke, guys. That's a sign of a stroke, which is not happening today. All right, guys, it's about that time. The Bearded Beauty is out in Minnesota. Thank you for chiming in and joining us on behalf of
Chris.
everybody else and the special guest co-host, Mr. Wes, fucking Huckleberry, fucking Tackleberry. I'm just gonna hit Tackleberry from like Police Academy.
Whatever, man.
Remember?
It's all good.
Remember?
Good
Yeah.
old Tackleberry, man.
Tackleberry. Fucking, that's it. We're just gonna call it Tackleberry now. We'll see you guys later, guys. Take it easy.
Later.
Later. All right. I guess. Or are we going later? All right.